we're discussing many different things we have to make Teshuva for. Another one of the important mitzvot we have to make Teshuva for and be able to be on top of is the mitzvah of learning Torah. And Chaz V'Shalom, the opposite, the sin of bitul Torah. As the Gemara tells us that this is the greatest, Mishnah Masech Peyah tells us the greatest of all mitzvot. A person wants to invest in a mitzvah, he should invest in the mitzvah of learning Torah, studying Torah. It is the greatest of all the mitzvot, it's equal to all the other mitzvot in the Torah combined. The greatest way leads you to do other mitzvot, and it's the greatest way to connect you to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to Hashem. So therefore the Gemara Masechet Shabbat says the opposite. If it's the greatest mitzvah, so then if you don't do it, and you had an opportunity to do it, so it's the worst sin. To not be able to, not to study Torah, you were supposed to study Torah and you didn't, it's the worst sin that a person could possibly do. If that's the greatest opportunity, so you miss the greatest opportunity. As the Gemara tells us, that Kadosh Baruch Hu is very meticulous about bitul Torah, neglecting Torah. As one of the questions we get asked after 120 is that you set aside time to learn Torah. Every single religious Jewish man has to study Torah in the morning, has to study Torah in the evening. It's not enough once a day. It has to be a set amount of time in the morning and the evening every day. A person has to make sure to set aside time for this. As a person has to know, the way we get wisdom and the way we become more religious people is only through knowledge. The Goyim, they pray. We also pray. The Goyim, they also come to the synagogues. We come to synagogue also. They come to their temples. They share the same country. We also have a country. They have the same language. We also have the same language. What's the difference between us and the Goyim? We study Torah. Nobody else studies Torah. The only thing that keeps the Jewish people together is that they study the same Torah. So therefore, Rabotai, we have to make sure that we are on top of this mitzvah of studying Torah properly. As the Gemara says that a person who doesn't study Torah, and he could have, Hashem cries about such a person. He feels this is such a loss of potential. Imagine you see a guy, you're a young guy, you have a lot of energy, a lot of health, you could make a lot of money, you could be successful. Why are you wasting your time? That's how Hashem feels. A person has so much time in the morning, so much time in the evening. You could study Torah and bring yourself Olam Haba, and you waste this time, and you're watching some show, you're sitting on a couch, schmoozing with your friends about nonsense. Okay, you can schmooze with your friends. Okay, you can make time for your hobbies, but make time to learn Torah also. Why are you neglecting it? Why you have to make this? You have to make this privichka of always, every day, studying in the morning and studying in the evening. As the Gemara says that if a person doesn't study Torah, Hashem will remind him to study Torah. All the suffering, the Gemara Sechet Brachot says, the suffering that comes on a person is mainly because he doesn't study enough Torah. He could have studied Torah and he didn't. And he asked Rabbi, why does this happen to me? And why this happened to me? Why this and why that? And what's wrong? What did I do wrong? I didn't do any sins. Do I kill? Do I steal? What did I do wrong? Yeah, you didn't study Torah like you're supposed to. And then you'll see your problems will get better. As many times a person his suffering is because of the sin of not studying enough Torah. So therefore a person has to make sure to first study halacha. If you don't know how to walk, how are you going to run? How are you going to jump? You have to first learn how to walk. Atikri alichot el halachot. Learning halachot is walking. That's basics. Everybody has to learn basics. You have to know the laws of the holidays. You have to learn the laws of Shabbat. You have to learn the laws of Kashrut. You have to learn the laws of prayer, the laws of Brachot, Birkat HaMazon. There's so many things to study, so many halachot. Then you get into the laws of business, how to run business properly according to halacha, how to the laws of marriage, how to have a marriage according to halacha. There's so many things to study. A person has to make sure that he has that down pat. He sets aside time to learn with a rabbi, to learn with a group, to learn with the chavruta. Just because you have to run in the morning to work doesn't make you excuse. There's people who wake up early, come to Netz Minyan, they learn 5 in the morning. Why? Because I have to pray slichot, I have to pray Netz, and I have to go pick up my kids. So I learn before everything else because I have to make time for learning. And the people who don't have time to learn in the evening because, Rabbi, I have to come home from work, I have to feed my kids, put my kids to sleep. Okay, so do that. And then come to the night call. And then call your friend and tell him, listen, can you meet me 8:30 in the shul or 9:30 in the shul and we can learn for half an hour? There's no excuse. There's no excuse. There's time to make money. There's time to learn Torah. There's time to watch your shows. There's time to learn Torah. There's time to go to your shvot. There's time to go to weddings. There's time to learn Torah. So therefore, a person has to make it a priority, a very big priority. As Shlomo Zalman Auerbach, he said, very famous, we'll end with this. He said to his kids, he has promised me you're not going to be, it's fine that you're not Tamid Chacham. I'm not expecting you to be Tamid Chacham. At least don't be ignorant. Don't be Amaretz. Don't be a person who knows nothing. Don't be a person who every day he just goes through the motions. He goes to work, go home, go to sleep, eat, go party, go home, go to work, go to sleep. Don't do that. You're going to be ignorant. Make sure you make time every day to learn Torah. That way you learn more knowledge, more knowledge. At least you will have some knowledge to give to your children, to give in Shabbat table, to come ready to Olam Haba. Baruch